Hey guys, this is Garies. Welcome back to another episode of Survivor Done. We're back here in Minecraft Plus and we have a few things planned today. So as you probably could have guessed by the title of the episode, we are doing some redstone today. So it's just basic redstone because the next two projects require a little bit of redstone. So I was thinking, let's make a little small tutorial, if you will, of how redstone functioned. I know one of my players have been asking, or not players, one of my viewers have been asking for that, and thank you for requesting some things. I like helping where I can, so if anybody else would like to know something that they don't understand, feel free to give me a shout. Okay, so as I said, we are going to do basics, the bare basics of redstone. Okay, literally bare basics. So let me just quickly get a excuse me, a stone, because we need a button as well. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this from a previous episode. So I was saying I would have liked some rope to make some sort of railing here for the bridge. So I tried some birch fences. I thought maybe the white things will look like rope, but no, it doesn't work out. So I'm going to break that down. Just wanted to show you guys some of that. Might be areas. So as you can see, I smelted a lot of stone. I swapped out all the dirt for stone and it looks neat now. We have all the chests in. The top chest can open because those are stairs. Unfortunately just cobblestone at the moment, but that is there. This side as well. How many is there? 3, 6, 11, so 66 chests in total. So part of a project today is that we need to get item frames on a chest so that we know what is in each chest. So I'm going to try to put one item per chest. So cobblestone will be this whole row. Excuse me. This one will be stone and cobblestone things. Then andesite, diorite and granite, sand, gravel and dirt, and then other types of blocks. Obsidian, I went to and got some obsidian off cam. We might need it a bit later. I was at lava, so I thought, why not, let's get it. Okay, so button is this little small thing. So to show you, as I mentioned, the bare basics of redstone. So a redstone torch is this. So sorry if anybody knows this already, skip ahead a few minutes. This is going to be boring if you already know redstone. Okay, so let's get into it. So a button. You can press it. It keeps compressed for a bit of time, a few ticks. Button, oops. Caps lock. So you have different buttons: stone button, oak button, okay, and wood buttons basically. Polished blackstone button, don't know that one, but nice that you get different colors. That's cool. Okay, so let's just work with buttons. So ticks is a time unit in Minecraft, and there, if I remember correctly, there's 20 ticks in 1 second. So of normal Minecraft or normal life, 1 second 10 or 20 ticks happens. So basically a tick every, what was that, 0.05 seconds is a tick. So it's basically fractions of seconds. So let's not get too technical since this is basics. So a button keeps depressed for a few seconds, and the what do you call it, the info block at the top, you will see it says powered false, and as soon as I press it, it will say powered true. Okay, and a lever works the same, but you switch it and it stays on, or click it again and it stays false. So you right click to interact with it, same as doors, etc. So on and off. Okay, and if we put a redstone on top of this block, okay, oh, before we get to that, okay, so if we power this lever, it actually powers this block. So this block that we're standing on is powered. Okay, so normally if we lay a line of redstone, and this is basically a redstone signal, redstone torch. So basically you can think of it in layman's terms as a battery, redstone battery. So you give it power and a line lights up. Okay, I know this is very basic, I'm sorry. So even my viewer, if this is way too basic for you, I'm sorry, but would give a nice background for that. Anyway, alright, so this battery, it gives you power, but if you look at the top info button, it says power is 15. If you move down, it goes down. So a redstone torch gives you 15 power, so you can go in a line of 15 long. Okay, and there's 0, so here nothing happens. Okay, so let's pick it up all up. Okay, so now that we know that's a battery. Okay, so now the battery can light up the block next to it. So pretty much the same thing applies here. If we put a piece of redstone there and we power this block, it powers any block next to it as well. Okay, and one step further, it also powers a block it is in. So if you put it there, you press a button, it will give power to the adjacent block. So if you could have put a redstone dust on top, it would have lit up as well. Let me quickly go sleep. Okay, so same goes for going down. So if you put it there, press a button, it will light up the adjacent block. Dirt. Okay, and since it's giving this block the power, it can affect the block adjacent to that as well. Okay, so now we got the basics out of it. Okay, so just to do a quick recap, there's 3 power sources: a button, a lever, and a redstone torch. Okay, actually there's a 4th one. Let's make one quickly, then show you guys. No, that was the wrong move. I want one of those. Okay. So redstone on its own does nothing. But if you combine 9 redstone, it gets empowered, or whatever you want to call it, and this also gives power. Okay, so if you put a line of redstone, you will see it's lit up, and it's exactly the same as a torch. Okay, so you can see this as another power source, but you rarely use that. You usually use a lever, a button, or sometimes a redstone torch itself. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, so some ways to transfer signals, redstone signals, as power. Okay, I shouldn't have break that. So let's say over here, this thing over here, let's make it a wooden thing. This is some sort of machine that you've built or want to build, and you want to control it with a redstone signal. Okay, so you will run a redstone signal to it from here. Okay, so now as I said, you have different methods of doing that. You can either do it that way, it will run there and it will go out. Okay, or with a button, or even with a redstone torch, and it will send you the signal. Okay, but what do you do is that signal? So let's say this block of wood stood way over there, so it's way too far for the 15 blocks that you go. Okay, so as you see over here, it stops. Okay, so there's 2 simple ways to go about that. So there's one cheaper way and one a little bit more expensive. So what you can do is right about here, you break it 2 lines and you place a block and you, sorry about that, didn't mute my phone. Okay, so as I was saying, so you send it there and you send it there. So now you would have seen for a second that this line lit up. That is because this signal, it doesn't give power, it only gives signal. Okay, so it gives a signal to this block, and this block tells this torch to power off. Okay, so it's always inverted. So if this gets broken, there's no signal, basically will tell this torch to be in its normal state, which is true, so it will give power to that. So now this button is the wrong way around, okay, because when that's on, we want this to be on as well. So again, you can do the exact same thing. Place a block, place this against that. Now this one will signal this torch to turn off, and since this is off, this will be in its default state, which is on, and now it will turn this thing on. So when this lever is turned on, it will turn on that contraption or whatever we're doing here. So this thing can be a trapdoor, it can be a railroad, it could be any of number of things, even hoppers and feeders and so on, which we're actually going to use hoppers. So that's the first thing I'm going to build, is a hopper timer. So we'll get to the reason why. I already said we want items frames, but we'll get to that, the interworkings of that soon. Okay, so in place of this, so it takes up a bit of working on, off, on, off, on, off. So there is a much simpler way. It's a bit more expensive in terms of redstone. Well, not much. Let me quickly get the items ready. 1 second. Okay. So you call that a repeater. So I just need to grab a few more stone. So you place 2 redstone torches. So it's the exact same that we would have used there. 2 redstone torches and some blocks. So we'll just use stone blocks and with a piece of redstone in between. Okay. This is called a repeater. I think I did say that, sorry. So this does exactly what the name implies. Okay, so if you look at the tooltip at the top, it shows power 4. As soon as you put a repeater in, it takes that power and it repeats, or the signal, and it repeats it. But the power of that signal is back at full power, so 15. So it can travel 15 more blocks, and you can put in as many repeaters as you want, as far as you want. But just keep in mind that if the chunk is not loaded, that redstone signal gets cut off. So that's main reason why I brought in the chunk loader, because I don't want my redstone contraptions to lose power. Okay, so now just so that we can see what's going on. Oh, we need a few more torches. Let's make a few. Okay, so this signals this block, and it turns off this torch. So now, if we switch this lever, you will see it turns on and off, on and off. So this is a easier way, or a more straightforward, to use that up and down. But that up and down, or I think it's called an inverter. I can't remember the terms of that. Give me a sec. Let me quickly Google, make sure of the name. Yeah, it's inverter. So because it inverts the signal, basically. So that's the most easiest, simplest way to make an inverter and repeater. But in the beginning, inverter is cheaper if you don't have stone or torches. But it's costs basically the exact same, because it uses 1 redstone for 1 torch. And yeah. Anyway, oh no, wait, it's more expensive for the repeater. Sorry, my bad. Repeater uses 3 redstone in 1 block, whereas the inverter basically takes 1 redstone, skips a block, and puts 1 more redstone. So it's 2 redstone for 3 blocks, whereas with a repeater it's 3 redstone in one block. So if you're very anchoring for redstone, then rather do the inverter way. But redstone is usually easy to come by once you reach your lower 16 levels. Okay, so that's the basics of redstone. Let's go a little bit more advanced. Well, not advanced, just a little bit more than beginning. So a hopper, okay, is like this. Okay, you can place a chest and any hopper next to it, so there's nothing in this chest. So if we put stone in there, it will automatically go into here. So, and you can even drop stuff on a hopper and it will go into there. But what if you do not want stuff to go into that chest? Easy, just send it a redstone signal. So any other ways that we've already talked about of sending redstone signals, you can do. So pretty much the same thing like that. So that will send a signal into this thing. Okay, so let's switch it on. Now if you drop this, it won't do anything. Okay, because a hopper now is basically not in its default state. In its default state, it will allow items to pass, same as we had with the inverter. So if you don't send it the signal, it will be in its default state. If you do send it a signal, it will do the opposite. Okay, so basically the exact same thing. So hopper is doing exact opposite of what it should do because it's receiving a signal. Okay, so that's a main key thing. All things does the opposite of its default action. So even doors, you can switch doors left and right and center. So sending it signal will be opposite. Okay, so we have items in here. Whoops. Oh, so it even does that with a normal torch. Interesting. Okay, so items in there, switch off, and it will let the items go. Okay, so easy. So that's basically taking the place of this wooden blocks that we show you. Okay, so now let's take this up one more notch. I was just thought, no, let's crash it. We aren't going to take it up another notch today, because the next step requires us to have more resources which we currently don't have. Okay, so the reason I'm showing you guys, or show you guys this redstone, because we are going to, oh wait, let me show you something else that's interesting. And because these items we are going to use in today's episode. Okay, which is almost done, but it's fine. So we are going to make a piston. So this is a very interesting block, same as a hopper. In its default state, it's not doing anything. It's just there, it's just a block. And when you give it a signal, I'm just using the, okay, let's change it up so that you can see you can do it other way around. Lever is there, so it's not doing anything. So if you send it a signal, it will go into a different state than its default state. So it will extend one. Okay, so now it's 2 blocks tall in place of a normal one. Kill the signal, and it will go back to its default state. Okay, so this is what we are going to use. We are going to use pistons. I'm going to use I'm not going to use hoppers at this time. We'll start using hoppers once we go to the nether, so because that's going to be the next step in redstone. So I'll show you guys when we get to that. Okay, so let's get to why I show you guys this. So I told you now I want items frames, and I told you we are going to use this items. So first of all, I think I'll put it in the title maybe, so it's already maybe spoiler. So as I said, we need item frames. So item frames, let me show you the recipe for item frames. It uses 1 leather, okay, and then a bunch of sticks. So sticks is at this moment not too big a problem because we have a few trees, but I've already gathered a few cows and I've been breeding them off cam, but I'm running out of wheat quite quickly, and I also need to have wheat for my own consumption, okay, for bread. Excuse me. So we have a bit of cows that we're going to slaughter, and we will get a chance to get a leather from them, and then we can have item frames. So that's 66 item frames, 66 cows. I think we might have 66 if we kill all of them, but we want to replenish our supply of cows and sheep and all that, so we need more wheat, and I don't like these patches of wheat all around our base. So what we are going to do, I want to make a wheat farm, but I want to make it semi-automatic. How do I get up there? Nope, that won't work. That will work. Oh no, let's just break it down. Okay, we'll definitely make a better way to get up here in the future, don't worry about it. Okay, so our base is over in that direction, so I want to make a automatic wheat farm. So I was thinking, let's do it right here, and then down below in our base we'll have a chute, a drop chute, or whatever you want to call it. And once we press a button or switch a lever, so for now we'll switch a lever, button will come in later. So once we upgrade our mechanism, once we go to the nether, I'll show you again how that works, an advanced way of using hoppers and a hopper timer. We need nether rack for that, or not nether rack, nether quartz for that, so unfortunately we can't use that now. So what I'll do is I'll quickly make the wheat farm up here. So I'll need to flatten out an area and then work it out how it's going to be. So let me do that quickly off cam, and I'll bring you back and explain what I'm doing and how I'm doing that. Okay, but first of all, before we start, we need to decide where we want the wheat to come out. So since this is our furnace area, let's make it drop right here. Okay, so it's going to drop right there. Okay, so what we can do is we can actually put a chest here. So we'll put a chest here and a hopper behind it. So we'll do it that way. Take a hopper, and you have to sneak place it so that that nozzle points towards the chest, otherwise it will point below, downward. Let me show you guys. So if you just place it there, you see that nozzle points downwards, so we don't want that. So sneak right to the chest, and there you go. So as I showed you earlier, if you drop items on it, it will automatically go into the chest. So that's exactly the same thing. So this chute will go up here to where our wheat farm is, and it will drop into the hopper. We'll have a lever over here because you can't have it too close. Later we'll change how it works. Anyway, so go here. So check your coordinates. So you can press F3 and you can see your coordinates. But I have the map, so I'm just going to make it a wheat drop waypoint. I'm going to save it, and if you move away, there's going to be a yellow line to the top. So we run back to the top, Okay, so just a quick addition to what I've showed you on the redstone. So if you place a redstone here, okay, so it gives power to this block. So basically it's a signal. So as I mentioned, because this block is powered, it will give a signal to this redstone, whatever, redstone or redstone torch or block of redstone or whatever you want to place there. But if you place a redstone torch here, it will get the signal and it will invert it. Pretty much the same that happens when you do this. Place that there and there. Okay, so it gives power to that into this block, and it will switch it off. So if you place another block there, let's make another redstone torch. You place that there, so now it's on. So if you break that, oh no, wait, yes, it should, sorry, it should have something that sends a signal into the next block. So that's why you need to have a redstone there. See, now it will change. So that one is on, that one is off. If you place that one off, on. So with this exact same principle, you can go straight up into the air. The reason why I have to show you that is because we are going to use that now. So let me show you. So this one is now powered on. Okay, so if you break that one, it changes. It inverts basically. So the exact same thing can now happen if you use a lever or a button. So let's use a lever. That way, you see, it runs into that block. So now we put, let me show you another way you can actually do this. You can place a block up there. So if you power this block, remember it gives power or a signal to all adjacent blocks. Okay, so look what happens when we switch a lever. Everything will change. Okay, so as I mentioned, the reason for this is we are going to use it now. Okay, this is where the farm will be. Okay, so I already made the infinite water pool. Okay, so what I've done is I've placed this, what do you call it? Channels, yes, let's call it channels over here. So this will give water to the crops. Okay. So we need to block that off. So all water blocks, source blocks, travels or waters 4 blocks away. So we can, I think I only made it. What's happening here? Somebody's drinking potion. Okay, let me go sleep quickly, 1 second. Okay, so that one will unfortunately go there, which is fine. So the thing is, we just need to get all the crops to be watered. Don't know what happened there, some sort of graphical glitch. Okay, let's water this. Okay, so I put the water into all these channels that we had, and now we need to till the ground. Okay, I'll make another of these soon. So if we plant wheat here, okay, and we let water run, down here, okay, it will grab the wheat and it will push it down to this channel, and this channel, let's grab this water, will have another water source and it will push it to the middle. Ooh, wait. Yeah, that's not far enough. Let's put that in there. That's more like it. Let's see this side. Okay, why is my count off today? Okay. So we can also put one of these here. So now we know where the wheat will drop. So we just need to dig down, straight down to our base, and all the wheat that will be gathered here will be pushed into this channel, and in this channel it will be pushed to the middle and it will drop down. And as I said, all the water blocks will travel for distance. So I think this water block will actually give this one water, so because we have this solid block down here, so I think we'll be good. Okay, so now how are we going to automate it? So over here we're going to use that redstone signal going straight down, or up, sorry. So we'll dig straight down also to our base location, and we have that height, and then we'll work out a route. So, but the thing is, how we're going to do that, we need 7 blocks, or sorry, 8 blocks of travel for water to travel. Oops. Okay, so that's too far. Okay. Actually, no, it's not too far. Because what we will do, let's switch now to cobblestone. Okay, so over here will be a water source blocks all the way across. Okay, or not that one higher, sorry. It's very confusing. I'm very sorry about that. Let's rectify that. Okay, so to here is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I had it wrong. Just want to make sure where the water source block should be. Should be there. Oh no, now it's running that way. Okay, so it should be that one. Actually no, I think the signal will be fine there. Okay, place that there, there, and there. Okay, so the water will run here, go down. Great, okay. So, but in place of the water, we will put a piston. Okay, so go ahead and place that straight through to that side. Okay, so now we have a row of pistons on each side. So the water block will be suspended against this block. Okay, so just for example, so water will be here and it will flow. It's 7 blocks, and we will use a redstone signal on top of this block, trigger it. It will push that or extend that piston in front of water, and the water will go nowhere. Okay, so that's how we are going to control the redstone of the water. Okay, so how we are going to do that. So the signal will come straight up here, because this is where we're pulling that signal from. And at the end of the day, a redstone signal should be here. So when I think, yes, like this. Of course, we need to stop the water from flowing over the redstone, otherwise water breaks redstone, and we do not want that. Okay, all pistons extended. So let's fill it with water. Okay, so to show you guys, that's a redstone torch that's going to control the pistons over here. Okay, so we want to invert it, so it's directly above that block. So we'll place a block here and then we'll invert it. So now it will switch off and it will switch this line off. But I want to keep it powered, so I'm just leaving this torch here, otherwise it's going to switch all the time while I build this up and down signal, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so over there you want to place another torch, put that there, and now it will invert the whole thing once again. Okay, so let me show you what happens when the pistons release. All the water will flood. Oh, you know what? I had it right the first time. So I'll move up this whole setup just a bit, one block, because the water needs to fall over the edge. Or what? Wait. I can do this. I can just do that. So no need to move anything. There we go. So basically that will just extend the water one more, and even if we stop it, water will stop. Break that torch and water will flow correctly. Okay, great, yes. So I just made a mistake. You can move everything forward if you want, or just place blocks there. Okay, so that's it for the auto farm. Well, actually it's not an auto farm, it's auto harvesting. Because you'll have to come and replant all the seeds that will drop down to your spot. So I already dug down when I went to sleep during the night, and we have a collection point in our base. So I'll make a access here somewhere with a ladder somewhere, so that we can come up and replant it once we've harvested all the seeds and all the wheat. But it's nice, so we get a whole lot of wheat simultaneously at once. And what you can also do, you can obviously make as many steps as you want. So just make sure it drops all the way. So I don't think I'll go much larger than this at the end of the day. I might not. There's actually a better way to make a tree farm. Oh, not a tree farm, sorry, a wheat farm with using villagers, etc. So I think rather than upgrading this at a later stage, we will fully automate it at a later stage using villagers. It's just I don't have villagers at this moment. That's way down the line. So yeah, let's call it an episode here. We're way over time, sorry for that. I hope the redstone actually helped a bit. For anybody that does not know exactly how redstone works, I know it's very basic principle I also showed, but going a bit more advanced. So the next time we'll do a little bit more advanced with excuse me, with nether quartz, etc. And then at the end of the day, when we have better understanding of redstone, we will maybe look into a little bit more complicated things. I'm not that skilled with redstone, but I do understand the basics and the basic principles. So we'll make a few more farms. So in the next episode I'll show you guys how the farm operates, and in the next episode we are going to also make a automatic tree farm. So it's not, again, it's not automatic. There's still some manual input into it, but it helps you grow a lot of trees. But again, you need some resources for that. But I'll show you the principle how it works, and we'll do that because we are going to use a lot of wood in the future. We're going to use wood for charcoal, etc. So we definitely need it. So, but in case, for now, let's call it an episode. Thank you for joining me, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope I could have shown you something with the redstone. If I could help you, and if you like this episode, please give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers!